Okay, good afternoon, folks. Hope everyone is well. Okay, so we've got Powell speaking now. We've also got some news around about 3 o'clock in about 30 minutes. So really low volume again overnight. Can't seem to make its mind what it wants to do. I have been messing around with this channel, whether it's like that or not, because we had a leg down and there was a second entry short there, but it was getting a bit too close to the open. So I stayed out of it, but we'll see how we get on today. So Karina, good morning to you. Kenny, how you doing, buddy? Exponential and Daryl. Okay, so let's just see if there's something up here like this. There may be. I'll probably do something like that, I think. So, tough on that. We could have something like that. It's hard to know if that channel... See, Thomas Wade has got it as one channel, I think. Yeah, he has. So, 2 legs up. If we can get a lower high through that EMA, I'd have a go at that, because that looks like a little channel with a break. How's that ATR? Let's put that up to 2 contracts. That one's on 2 contracts. H, how you doing, buddy? So we got a little micro with what looks like a break. If we can get a push below that ATR, Russell, how you doing? Sam, how you doing, bud? Okay, we need to get below that ATR. So that looks like a little micro with a break and a new high. Excuse me just a sec. Sorry about that. Dog scratching to come in. I'm not sure about that channel. Let's see what this EMA does. Really not sure about this. So there may be a bigger channel going up there. It's possible. But it also could be a little break and a new high. So you've got to be a little bit careful here. Down with an overshoot. So you got an overshoot. Yeah. So Thomas Way's just changed this. Oh, he's got that like that now. So Trouble is, this could upset you here. It may go up or it could shoot down. It is holding, the EMA is holding, so if we can get a second entry long or a higher low. Trouble is, we're at the highs now. Not much you can do, really. It is frustrating when it's like this. I've got to say, setups just become harder and harder. I found this market harder to trade over the last 4 years I've been trading it. It spends a lot more time unclear now. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's just how I'm looking at it. Maybe it's just because I've learnt more. I see more. You know what I mean? I see more detail, whereas before perhaps I didn't see as much. Yeah, it's a tough one. So it could be a small channel with a break, 2 attempts to push higher. Trouble is, if you get it wrong, it's costly. So you've kind of gone like this, have you? Tough one, isn't it? If there is an overshoot, usually there'll be a bigger correction. It's a tough one. This could do either or. This, we could have 2 attempts to go low and this may push back up. It's really tricky around here to get it right. It can really just... that would be a second entry long. Stroke higher low. Trouble is, it could trigger you, give us a triple test and then drop. I don't know which I prefer. It's just not super clear. The only answer is really just to do nothing. Could possibly be a triple test and then it may go down, or it could push up, go sideways and push up. Too many variables at the moment. So Thomas Wade has got this. I really don't know what I prefer. Let's just clear this up a bit. Which means we've already had a break. But this is chopping around now, isn't it? So just maybe a bit, you know, if there's no sort of no obvious structure to it, and too much uncertainty. See, we got this leg down. We could have a correction. We could get another leg down. It's always possible. If I look on the daily, we're quite far from that EMA. So we certainly could pull. I mean, look how close we are to all-time highs. I wouldn't be surprised if we had a pullback. In fact, have we? I don't think we've nicked all-time highs just yet. Not quite. So there's all-time highs there. So we're a little ways off. I wouldn't be surprised with such a big move up whether we get at least some kind of a pullback. You see that move there? We had a big move up and then we had a pullback and a little bit of chop. And it still didn't get it last time. So it's hard to tell here. This could do either or. I mean, this is an inside bar here. I mean, this could have a pullback or it could just chop around sideways for a day or two. Who knows, really? It's not super clear, so there's nothing I could do, really. Why does that do that? So blooming annoys me. This could do anything really. You just can't trade this. It does annoy me, this market. I've got to say, it frustrates me sometimes because it spends so much time just not making any sense whatsoever. I can't even get a decent bounce, to be honest with you. I'm just going to draw that. Let me see if there's something else there. There isn't really, is there? That would be an overshoot. It just doesn't make sense. This is just chopping around. So I'm leaving it like that. I am. Let's get rid of this until I can understand what's going on. Possible triple test, but is it? Yeah, there's not much you can do. Horrible price action overnight. Bloody horrible. I don't think there's a larger channel up. Maybe there is. No, we've only gone up a couple of legs and it can't make its mind up. So I don't think there's a channel up just at the moment. What I will say is we didn't get below yesterday's lows down here, so we may push a bit further. Not only that, we've got a gap which we never filled yesterday, so we could have a leg down, a correction, and another leg down. Looking at the daily, we're a long way from that EMA. I'm guessing there's people are going to be taking profits who bought low when when the market dropped due to the tariffs. So we got a gap there, which we never quite made it, and then we kind of rallied in the afternoon. Then we had that kind of pullback. So it doesn't really tell us much, does it? But I wouldn't be shocked if we took another leg down. The NQ is going down, is it? Yeah, they tend to follow each other. But there is that gap. So I wouldn't be surprised if this thing had a fair decent pullback. Certainly a couple of legs. If we took 2 legs down there, that would fill the gap comfortably. Clear off. Yeah, I don't know. This is just pure speculation, really, isn't it? It's a sort of an educated guess, nothing more. So if we have got a channel up here, we've had a break, 2 pushes to a new high, so this is played out. So is this coming down? We're below the EMA, possible, but that's just it. Once we push down below the EMA, we weren't in a hurry to come down. There's going to be liquidity down here. Excuse me a sec. Excuse me just a second. Sorry about that. Okay, this doesn't look like a market that's in a rush to go down to me. When we had a triple test, that came down, dropped below there and pushed up strong, and we're above all this now. So I gotta say, this market, this S&P 500, whether it's all the same or not, it's just so bloody choppy lately. Just not much is clear. I mean, I'd say this is generally the choppiest and most awkward to trade I've really seen in a long time. Maybe it's just me, I don't know. I'm just finding it hard. I'm finding less. You spend so much time sitting here with nothing. Let me have a look at the CL, see if this looks anything. It just seems to be getting harder and harder, this does. Combination of summer trading, maybe, yeah. Maybe. Wow. I'm looking at the right chart here. I've just opened up oil. Had a big drop there this morning, have we? Let's have a look. That's a fair old size bar, isn't it? Am I missing something? Something's not right here, surely. I don't know. $8.25. Oh, of course, yeah, it goes up monthly, doesn't it? I thought something didn't look right. I forgot it goes up monthly. Okay, that's better. Yeah, I forgot this goes monthly. 500 tick, I want that. I have traded this on and off. Much better, really. So we've broken above yesterday's highs, pushed down quite strong. So are we moving down now? Let me just switch that onto a sim a second. Let me just open up a contract here. So nothing else is open, isn't it? Let me just throw this in. It's just a sim at the moment. Filled. So it's all right. I'm just working out how to trade one contract or two. So probably just one if I see anything. Okay, that's
order fine. Filled.
I can't remember how Marco said to trade this. We go for 10 ticks, is it? Sure, it said 10. Let's try 12. See what that looks like. We are on a sim, aren't we?
Order filled.
Okay. That doesn't look too bad. Okay, that's
order
fine.
filled.
I just wanted someone else to have a look at that, or something that may be a bit cleaner. Now, need to look at the news. You get individual news, don't you? Each tick is $10. Yeah, that's fine. No, I'm not actually. They kicked a lot of us off and kept their bigger providers a while back. So that's why I don't have an advert on there anymore. I don't know why. Let me have a look. So we're Tuesday, aren't we? So we got no news today left. I don't think everything's happened, I think. Let me have a look. No, we haven't. Okay, that's fine. It's all right. Sometimes you'll get some news which will specifically affect oil. I've got caught out in that before. Okay, so it's just hard to trade this stuff. It's just not super clear, is it? Have they? Let me have a look. They did say it was coming to an end. Let me have a look. Yeah, they have. Wow, that's good. I only bought 5 of them a couple of days ago. Wow, that is good. 50% off. Oh no, use the code T. All right, okay, one time. It's just for one account. If it's your first account, otherwise it's 35% off. 50% off one time. That's what I think anyway. Yeah, it's got 35% for July. So I think it's just, it says one time here. So I'm assuming if you've not used them before, it's your first one. Yeah, I've heard something like that before. I know they were looking at doing it, having their own platform. I don't know why. It might be. It might be. If anyone's interested, I have a link in the description. So yeah, I have a link in my description to follow. I'll get a cutback if you do, but it's worth a look. Unfortunately, you're only allowed 5. I picked 5 up on Friday, so but I got 35% off, so it was okay actually. So yeah, I knew that something was coming to an end. So yeah, absolutely. Straight to funded. Yeah, I got 5 of them. See mine there, aren't you? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You got 50% my funded futures of it. Yeah. Yeah, it is. So normally, let's have a look. Normally it's the 50,000s are 509, aren't they? So 509 minus 50%. That's 254 in it. I should be able to work that one out. I don't even know why I'm doing that. $254. So if I divide that into English, 1.36, that's £187. That's really good, that is. I'd have saved myself a bit of money there. The trouble is, you just never know when they're going to do this. If anybody is interested, follow my link and I do get a kickback. It doesn't cost you anything extra, but off on straight to funded straight to funded seems that way. You can have up to 5, which is pretty good. Okay, we got some news coming up, folks, in a couple of minutes. Now, we have got a channel up here with a possible second entry long, but typical in the style of you never get nothing for nothing in this. We get a setup that happens right at the news. So, and here's our impact news as well. So you really got to, how much you can do. It works. Excellent. TVT coupon. I think that's just their standard one. If anybody uses them, I'd appreciate if you'd follow my link. That way I get the commissions instead of it going straight to them. That'll certainly help me out. About to get a payout. Use it to buy 4 more usually. Yeah, I haven't got a code at the moment, but if you just follow the description, it'll just take you to the page and it'll automatically credit me with a commission. I'd appreciate it. All codes will work the same anyway. All codes will work the same. Doesn't matter who you use it with, really. They'll all work the same. I don't think we're going to get one anyway, are we? No, is there something like that? I don't think there is. Okay, news is coming up in 2 minutes. So we got some high impact and some medium impact. So once that's done, we are sorted, then we're clear. Okay, news any second now. Boom. Okay, so that's the news. Then we had a bit of a spike in both directions, but it didn't really do much, to be honest with you.
Order submitted. Order cancelled.
Let me just add the CL as well. 99. Just check.
Order submitted.
Things are opening on this CL chart. Okay, just
Order
in case
canceled.
I see anything, that's all. It's just hard to trade this, really. There's possibly two legs. It may go up or it may come down. I've got no idea. Absolutely no idea. What I will say is this looks like a leg. We could have a correction there. Yes, it is, Bud. I wasn't sure exactly what I did. There was a couple of buttons in the settings that I'd selected, so I wasn't too sure whether they had anything to do with it, so I just reset everything and redid it again, and yeah, it works fine. I nearly took a trade there. I was looking at this. We kind of got a chance with a break. We're going a bit sideways. We had a couple of attempts. Push up above there. He made bearish bar, and there was a lower high there. I very nearly took that, but we're going into support, and that just makes me a bit concerned. So I left it alone, but it does look like it's working. 10 ticks, I think would have gone for. So it would have just worked depending on where I went in, but I just don't like going long into all that. You never know if it's going to play a part, but it did work. Looks like we may get a leg and a leg. It's hard to say. We've gone up there, broke yesterday's highs. We pulled back. We had another push and then a sharp drop. So my guess is how this is working. We go up, we pull down, we go up. So I think there's a more chance we get a second leg down here. But we'll see if we get another second entry short or a failure or something. We'll see. But I'm only trading this on one contract, so it's about $120 risk, something like that. It's just hard, these at the moment. They just don't do a lot. And I know Marco trades that CL chart. He messaged me a while back about it. Said he was having some success, and I think there's a couple of guys. I think Eric on Max Forum trades it. I think there's a few people trade it. I used to have a little dabble with it maybe 6 or 8 months ago, but I stopped for some reason. I don't quite know why. But at the moment, is this, are we moving up to the top, or have we had a break and we're failing to move up and this thing's going to come down? It really doesn't really make much sense. just can't do nothing. This is just shopping sideways. Can't make it. It hasn't got a bloody clue what it wants to do. Up, down, round and round. Who knows? So you got a payout coming from Traderify, Tim. Good on you, mate. The payout system is good because when you get to 3,000, you can withdraw 2,000. You can't do that with the likes of Apex. So you can, it only leaves you with 1,000 in there. But, you could sort of, if you wanted to purchase a few more, you could look at it a way of doing that, So I like them. I like straight to funded. I've got to say, I have a love-hate relationship with evaluations. Well, I wouldn't even say it's a love-hate. I think it's just a pure hate. I just don't like doing evaluations anymore. I think the trouble is, because they've been so cheap over the years, you can get yourself into a habit of just going full tilt, full whack on them, 10 contracts, and you just get crucified. And it's got me into a real bad habit doing that. It looks like it's trying to work down, but is it? It's also a bit congested. Gonna say, do you know, so much of the time it never bothers me, all this stuff, but today it's annoying me, just all this stuff, because it's not clear. I shouldn't let it get to me, really. It's fine if you have money for a direct pass, better. Yeah, if you're not. Yeah, as a newbie, I wouldn't even entertain that. You want to be sticking to one evaluation as cheap as you can get it. Can you add Traderify when you already have Apex? Yeah, but you've got to do it on Tradeovate. You can trade. I can trade. Take Profit Trader, Traderify, as long as they're on Tradeovate at the same time as I can trade Apex on Rhythmic. So yeah, so you can, yeah. Yes, if you look at if I bring these in, if you look at my connections, Take Profit Trader, Rhythmic and Traderify. So yeah, you can trade more than one on Traderify, but only one on Rhythmic. You're welcome, mate. Hey, Speedy, how you doing, pal? How you doing? Yeah, 50% off. I don't know how long it lasts for, but that's a good deal. So if anybody does use it, follow my link in the description and I get commissions. It didn't say how long it's on for, but that's the best deal they've ever had that I'm aware of. Yeah, it's pretty good there. I'm only gutted I didn't. There's my 5 there. One's got $1,000 in, but yeah, I'm only gutted I didn't see that myself. Well, I say see it myself. Friday I picked mine up, so it wouldn't have made a difference. Oh. I think I cut you off temporarily. Oh no, I didn't. No, I didn't. Tell a lie, you down there. Oh, it's the 15th of July. Oh, that's not too bad. That's a couple of weeks. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. So we've got this move up. That does look like a correction. Somewhere along those lines, 2 legs back. So it does look like it's pushing up here, unfortunately. In the true style of the S&P 500, it doesn't give nothing away, does it? Yeah, I was looking at this. I was looking for a failure here. We had that kind of a lower high there, and that came down, and we came back. We triggered that bar there, but I like to see red there, and it didn't. It crossed over and then dropped. So did work that lower high. It does look like a leg down, a little bit of sideways, a couple of attempts. Second entry short. There's bound to be some buyers buying that. We got a triple test there. You buy that, goes up, comes down bearish. Pretty much that's getting stopped out. If it does break below there, it's going to push enough. But at the time, I'd have just preferred a failure, which it triggered, but just the bar's no good, really. I like to see red there. I could have sort of got in here somewhere and called it a limit order for that one there, but it's just, I'm trying to be a little bit sensible. And if something's not quite right, just let it go. Just took a second entry long on the 10,000 tick chart. Good on you, mate. One and done. That's what you want. It's definitely worth looking at larger time frames. You can trade the 10,000 tick chart same as you can the 2,000 tick chart. It just kind of works a bit slower, but let's have a look at it. Yeah, it doesn't give you a huge amount of information, but obviously you can look back to the previous day. I mean, if you were trading the 15 or the hour chart, you'd be looking back a bunch of days, wouldn't you? He made honour of his name. Certainly did. So it does look like we're pushing higher. Trouble is, we got down to this level and then it just took off. There's no, you know, there was no kind of signal bar, any way of getting in, really. And then it took off. Not really much you could do. There is a higher low there, but it's just gone way too far. It could pull back, retest this. So there's nothing you could do there, in all fairness. I mean, it's nothing, is it? It's got to be something to do, but I've got to stop moaning about stuff, haven't I? And just, there's nothing I can do. All moaning is going to do is frustrate you. So there may be an overshoot. A lot of the times you'll get an overshoot there. Well, not that much actually, and then you'll get equal one the opposite side, and it'll just continue on. So whether it was because of that. Yeah, I never do foam anymore. That's one thing I don't. I just sit here and moan about it. I don't take a lot of trades. I used to. You look back at some of my older videos, I'd see the market going down, I'd just randomly jump in. And it's really uncanny. The market will drop, and it's weird. The second you decide to jump in, it just seems to turn. You do feel like you're being watched. It's ironic how it works. It's weird. The market can either go up, go down, or go sideways. You would have much more chance, you think, if you either just click buy or click sell. You know, there'd be a 50-50 chance you could make money, but it just does not work like that in the markets. It really doesn't. You know, you'd have much better chance of winning money at bloody Vegas than you would Yeah, it's uncanny how it works. So it does look on this CL at first glance that we may get a second leg down. We do seem to be sort of chopping up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. And we've done exactly the same as we did there, there and there. We went up a couple of times, same there, pushed up, broke high, and then down we come. So this to me, if it's going by the previous day's pattern, it chops up, down, up, down, up, down. But it is literally weaving up and down. So my guess is after we've had these big moves up, I think we'll likely get something down. We'll see. So if we can get some kind of a setup here, I looked at that one, but when it goes sideways, is there a channel? It's a possibility. I didn't want to kind of just assume, but if we can get a second entry short somewhere, then I wouldn't mind. But it does look like a two-tiered channel. This we seem to be working down in this tier. Goes down a bit, pulls back, down a bit, pulls back. So I'm keeping an eye on this. I'm only trading this on one contract, so it's a relatively small risk. I just need to do something more than just sit here with this because it's just not much is happening. Trouble is, have you ever noticed the less trades you get, the more you sort of stand, it's almost like you're getting stuck in your tracks. Don't you feel like when you see a really good setup, you just feel like a deer in headlights by the time you realise what's happening, the things moved on. It does do that. I find the less setups nowadays, the more disbelief you've got and you start to question it when you see one. But you've kind of got to jump on it, haven't you? It is weird how it works like that, doesn't it? It does, and you're checking and double checking, aren't you? But the trouble is with this kind of market now, when you do get a really solid setup, the market seems to take off. So if you snooze, you lose. You know, it's very easy to see someone and think, actually, it's a really good setup, and by that time you're already up here. So you have kind of got to. It's kind of waiting where you expect the trade to happen and then kind of preparing yourself. If you're waiting for a trade here, and in all fairness, now we've got this move up. That trade wasn't terrible because we kind of chopped around and we had a drop out the bottom, but at the time, we never really had any type of a channel up. There was a bit of discrepancy as whether it's going to push down further, but that's why it's hard to trade something like this, because now we know what it did in real time. We don't have that luxury. So we've got a channel down here anyway. So we have had a break of this, so possible overshooting a break and a new high. So there's not really much we could do here. But yeah, it does kind of look too good to be true. And then by the time you've checked and double checked, the things just took off and left you in its tracks. What can you do, eh? What can you do? So there's no real symmetry here. It's kind of random, isn't it? You know, some days the market is so predictable, and other days it's like you're out with a complete stranger. Disco, how you doing, my friend? Yeah, you've just kind of got to be prepared, haven't you? And then Dan said something to me a while ago, messaged me, and I was having a chat with him. And he said, don't jump into a trade if one just appears. Only get into trades when you're prepared for them. So if all of a sudden you go, oh, there's that, and you jump in and buy, you advise me against that. If you've missed something, let it go. And what you kind of want to do is wait for a trade to come to you. Expect, where a trade's coming to. Have your order ready, and if it does what you think it's going to do, gives you that signal, jump in. But a lot of the times I'd see something and I just buy.
Order
To be fair, I
cancelled.
didn't have I had a reasonable amount of success with that. When I do hit the buy button, it's usually because the trade's that good. But on occasion, I went for a phase of seeing something and thinking, oh, well, have a go at that. And before I've had a chance to process it, trouble is these markets move quite quick. And sometimes they're not clear. And all of a sudden, you could be looking at it and something all of a sudden makes sense and you decide to jump in without, kind of checking and double checking. Sometimes that's where I've had a few things gone against me. And by the time I've had a few seconds to mull it over, I've realised what I've done. And that's the trouble with these kind of fast moving markets. You don't have a lot of time to think. The last kind of piece of the puzzle is the signal bar. And another thing as well, I've heard traders saying, always keep your risk the same. We take our trade based on a signal bar, and that signal bar can be anywhere from 6 ticks to 26 ticks. And you've kind of got to make a decision. Do you want the risk or do you not? And then obviously what kind of trade it is. It is a 10 out of 10 trade, in which case I wouldn't mind about the signal bar. Or is it pretty sure or pretty good? So it's one of those things that experience, you just get better with time. I always like to anticipate my analysis to the point where I can say if this is good signal bar. Yeah, absolutely. You've got to kind of do the background work, haven't you, and say, okay, we've clearly got 2 legs down here. If I get a good signal bar, if it's below the EMA with enough space, I'll take it. If it's above it, I'll take it. The only thing that's very hard to control is the amount of money you risk, because that signal bar, until it's closed, and a lot of times if you do have a good setup, often that signal bar is quite large. And that's the trouble really with this kind of scalping. It's the type of trading which you don't have a lot of time to think. You can do so much, but until that signal bar is complete, obviously that's the final piece of the puzzle, and you've still got a little bit of decision making to make. But when it's like this, it's very easy to get lulled into a false sense of security. Sometimes the market will give you the impression it's doing one thing and it'll do the complete opposite. So when it is like this, the simple thing to do is go and make a cup of tea, or put your feet up, or go out for a walk, or something. But the trouble is, you've kind of always got to be around, because you don't often get a lot of time. It's not like you can trade the hourly that you can just nip back every 20, 30 minutes and have a look. Setups come quite quick. But, maybe put a bit of music on or something. And if it's up here, we can't trade this up here anyway. We know where it needs to come to this kind of area, doesn't it? So you have got time to put your feet up, make a cup of tea, or listen to a bit of music. But the trouble is, when it spends a lot of its day like that, it can be a bit frustrating. But generally, apart from today, it's annoying me a bit today. Usually it never bothers me, which is a bit unusual. And I suggest if you do feel frustrated at any time trading, it's probably a good idea to have an early day. You size down, limit in. Yeah, trouble is with the E-mini, it's kind of 1 contract or 2 contracts. You can go over to, which is part of the reason why I like this range chart. In fact, I'll take this range chart down to 10 ticks. What I like about this is it gives you the kind of same information, but it can be a little bit clearer. But the beauty of trading this, with it being set at 10 ticks now, tick above your order, tick below your signal bar, you know what you're risking. You're risking 3 points. So that's the one benefit of doing this. It's very easy to manage risk. And sometimes this can look really clear. We seem to have a channel up there, but it's hard to read this stuff. But if you look at this, there's a failure there. Second entry short work, there's a failure. I'd have taken something like that at a time. We're kind of bouncing here, and then it took off. But sometimes this is a bit clearer. But today it's not super clear. The trouble is, because of this, it's quite random. It's generally hard to trade anything associated with this, even this. So it's a tough one. See, this is just making sense. This looks like two legs. Is it breaking a new high? Is this coming down? Is this a leg and a leg, which are going to take us down here? It's very hard to have any type of an understanding of exactly what's going on today. So that, if it was two legs down, would certainly take us below the lows of the day and below yesterday's lows. But that's just pure guesswork, really. When I say guesswork, I'd say, you know, I've got more chance of getting it right, but you certainly can't trade based on that. I like to figure out, obviously, what's going on, because you need direction first and foremost. You can't go short unless you're sure the price is coming down and vice versa. But when it's like this, it just, there's so much randomness to it. You really be better off just tossing a coin, because it's just not really giving anything away. And unfortunately, it does spend a lot of time like that lately. So, yeah, it could be a couple of legs down. This looks more like a channel than legs, to be honest with you. So, there's a little bit of support there. Where's the open? Opens up here. So, is this going to come down? The answer is it may do. I really don't know at the moment. So, how long have I been going for? Bang on an hour. Okay, while it's doing this, I'm going to do the sensible thing and go and make myself a nice cup of Yorkshire tea. So, I'm just going to pop this on there. There's not much you can do at the moment until we get some kind of direction. So I'm going to make a quick cup of tea. I'll be about 3 to 5 minutes. I'll be back. Okay. So, let me just have a look at this. So we're going to move up with, I'm looking for 2 attempts to push lower and then a move up, very much like a penguin setup. Let's have a look. There's some support here, which I kind of like. Having said that, shoulder, head, shoulder, that's a bearish pattern. Whether it does that or not, who knows? We are finding support here, so new low on the NQ. Okay, that's interesting. So if there's a new low, it's probably going to be pulling back a little, isn't it? We'll see. See, Dan's got that like this. In which case, there may not be a break there. 2 legs down and a retest. I'm not sure about that. No, I'm not a fan of that. See if we got anything from Mac yet. We haven't as yet. Does look like a shoulder, head, shoulder, doesn't it? Although I don't trade patterns, but what I say, when we came down to this level, we had a strong push off, same again. So maybe this is a triple test. Second entry long off here. It's a tough one. Trouble is we could have 2 legs down, which means it may come lower. I like it when it breaks below there and turns, but it hasn't done that. Excuse me just a second. I'm just going to take a quick bathroom break. Okay. It's quite random today. So, leg down, another leg down. It does look on the daily that we could get a pullback. So, I wouldn't be surprised if we ended up doing something like that. We've got a leg down, which looks like a correction. So if we can get a second entry short around here, I'll have a go at that. We're certainly coming down at the moment anyway, so. Yeah, we are. You can see that just by the daily. It's definitely due for a pullback, which kind of would make sense. 2 legs. But obviously it's got to get, if there is a channel like this, it's got to get back to here really. I wouldn't just take anything down there, because if this is a channel, it's right close to the bottom of it. We've got to get up here really somewhere, haven't we, unfortunately? But yeah, I mean, if you look on the daily, we've had really strong bullish days, and we're about, I think we're about 35, or we were about 35 points off all-time highs, which was yesterday. And then obviously look at that big move down there. So I say big, it wasn't huge as in the grand scheme of things. It looks a lot bigger than it is. It's a 38-point move, but I wouldn't be surprised if we had a couple of legs back before we ended up taking off. Excuse me just a sec. We need a decent pullback really, don't we? There's nothing to trade here really. There's nothing you can really do there. It's just a bit unfortunate, isn't it? Just looking how this is fitting around the midline, it's not too bad. Target on the second account. Done now, chill. Okay, so there looks like a spiking channel there anyway, so I'm going to put that there like that. There may be something larger. Usually that's how it works. So a couple of legs up somewhere around about here would be of interest. It does look, I mean, we've had this move down. We've had a good push up. We've had a break. We've made a new high. Whether this for a channel, we couldn't quite get up here, and then it's dropped. So it kind of makes sense that we could have a couple of legs back. So whether it's from there to there and down, I don't know. So that would take us certainly below. So I'm just going to put it like that for now, because I'm guessing we're more than likely going to be targeting the lows of the day, possibly. And also the bigger picture kind of looks like a shoulder, a head, a shoulder. So there are certain aspects of this chart which is looking like there may be a second leg. So I'm just going to get an order ready just up here in case we get some sort of a leg break, new high and a drop. So we want a second leg up here or a lower high. We've pushed up there. There's a bearish bar. We want a second entry short or a lower high or something here. We may not get it. It may just drop. It's pretty clear, I think. But let's see. We want to get up here now and get some sort of rejection. Channel down, 2 attempts to push higher. Let's zoom right in here. Leg and a second leg. So we've got a little channel here. There may be a small break and a new high. This may be a lower high. It's just a bit risky at the moment, I think. It's a little bit congested there. It may hold, it may not, but there is a bit of congestion. There is a doji there, so I'm just going to sit tight here. I prefer to get above here, really. The trouble is sometimes it just goes down, but what I will say is we've got clear congestion there with a doji. So you got to wait here, I think. And a lot of the times when this does happen, if you get in here, it'll stop you out and then end up coming down anyway. So sometimes I find just that little bit of extra patience and you get rewarded. So for me, I want to get above here and here as well, and then show some rejection. Push up, sideways, push up, bearish bar up here, 2 legs up, and then come down. Sometimes it just doesn't work though. If there's enough indication that this thing's coming down, sometimes it doesn't even get anywhere near here before it starts to drop. Yes, you can, mate. Well, it's not so much a code. They haven't given me a code at the moment. If you go into the description below, you'll see my link, and my link will take you there, and it'll automatically credit with me. Appreciate it, mate. Yeah, you have to be with them for a bit before they'll give you a specific code. But if you just follow the link, I'll get the commissions for it. It's appreciated, but if anybody does use it, it's appreciated. So Possible triple test. I prefer to break above there, really, and possibly even there. How you doing, buddy, anyway? How's the tattooing business? Making you millions, I'm guessing. Need to finish the poll. Was in it yesterday, actually. It was really warm yesterday. We had 30 degrees in the UK, and it was lovely. I went out and suntanned all my muscles. If you can call them that. In fact, I've got a sore shoulder at the moment. I went to the gym, was it yesterday morning? And I was doing some tri-step press, and I went a little bit heavy, and I felt something crunch. It was like a dull crunch. So I iced it, ibuprofen. It's actually not that bad, so I'm hoping it's more just a bit of soft tissue stuff. You've got to be careful at my age. Thank you, mate. I appreciate that, John. How are you doing anyway? It's been quite well. Apex has been quiet this week. I think usually I tend to average around $1,200 per month. It's been $400 this month. I think with Apex they've had the 80% off, but the PA fee hasn't been particularly cheap, has it? Although it always used to be $140. Good on you, mate. So 2 legs up. There's something about this I don't like. There does seem to be a little channel up here, so I would prefer a lower high here. It may work. Still ask you for a code. It shouldn't do. It shouldn't do. You can try code for Take Profit Trader, Traderify. Yeah, if you use Take Profit Trader, you can use my code, but Traderify, I don't have a code at the moment. It's just a link unless they've given me one. Let me just have a check. I don't think they have. Affiliate dashboard. Let's have a look. That's interesting there.
Order
Okay,
submitted.
let's see what happens here. It's off that key entry point. Nah, there's something about this I do not like, so I'm getting out of this. If it'll let me, I don't think it will now. Just, it looked better. It looked like 2 legs up on the range chart, but I don't think it's going to work. It was off the key entry point, which is why I liked it. I'll see if it works. It's just something about it I don't like. I'm just going to get out of
Order
it
filled.
for $50. There's something about it I don't like. I don't like it on here. It could push up, and it may work. It's probably going to. Trouble is, when it does come back on itself, sometimes you kind of question if he done the right thing. I like it here. It's 1 leg up, a little correction, and another leg up. So it's probably working. But I don't like the look of it on here. So that's my... Let me just have a look. No, that's my thing. It's just a referral link there, and it will automatically credit me. It should knock the money straight off. See if it just knocks the money straight off. But it should just kind of automatically do it. Yeah, if we can get a lower high, it might be an option. It looked okay on the range bars, but here it didn't. And usually, if it's poor here, sometimes it will push higher. But there is two legs up. There's just no setup here. So I don't know. There's just something I don't like here at the moment. So I got out for... I got $50 anyway. It's better than a kick in the teeth. I got 10 accounts, so it's $500 minus fees. Well, $440 or whatever it is. There is a lower high there. There's also a lower high on the range bars. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm just going to reduce it to one contract.
Order submitted.
No. Let's
Order
leave it.
cancelled.
Trouble is, if I'm reducing it to one contract, that means there's more risk than I wanted. So, no, it doesn't make sense to do that. If it's not good enough to trade with two contracts, I shouldn't trade it. You know what? I'm still going to take this lower high. There's a lot of support around here. It's going to take me out now, isn't it? Look.
Order filled.
Okay, I should have been a bit more patient there, but well. There was a lower high on the range bar. It looked like a shoulder, head, shoulder. Oh well. Should have been patient. Let's see if we get something up here. It's cleared out all this. Looks like a kind of a correction there. Trouble is we're out the top now. That was dirty, I know. It's frustrating it when it does that. Let's see if we get kind of a correction here. Yeah, but see if we get a lower high off here. I should have stayed out of it, really. That's the trouble. You don't have a lot of time to think. All of a sudden, it looked like a shoulder, head, shoulder. We had a bearish bar there, so I'm thinking there's going to be some longs there, and possibly here. So I thought we'd pull back, trap some longs. This was going to come down, and it did the complete opposite. So it's one of them things, isn't it? Just one of those things. Now testing the overnight lows there. So we're going to push below there. Still like this. I think we've had a couple of pushes up, but we need some sort of a push down, really. Two legs up. See if we get a
Order
see if we get
submitted.
something below that EMA. I just think it's going to flip and drop. It's frustrating, isn't it? It's annoying.
Order cancelled.
You got 3 points. I just didn't have an entry as much as I was looking for. Trouble is, when you get something like that, sometimes it just doesn't give you an entry. The thing just drops. It is frustrating. No, there was nothing there, was there? Nothing you can do.
Order
Right.
submitted.
There is a triple test on the CL chart. 1, 2, 3. See how we get on here. Made 1, 2, 3 attempts to push higher. Trouble is, a big old risk. 1, 2, 3. Had a move down, 3 attempts to push higher, and that thing came down. We've had a push down, 3 attempts to go higher. So fingers crossed. What I may do is I may follow this down with my stop if it does push lower. Well, if this doesn't work, I am done for the day. See, it's done the same there, isn't it? We push down, we make 1, 2, 3 attempts, and down it comes. Let's see. Do I hold on or do I just get out, or do I be too greedy? Let's just go for me 3 points, or $300, whatever it is.
Order filled.
Oh, okay, so what did I get out of that? I think I got about, that was down a bit, wasn't it? I think I got about 0.75, something like that. I can't remember now. That was okay anyway, triple test, so that worked for something, so that's got me a little bit better. Let's have a look. Still showing some orders up there. Let me just disconnect and reconnect. Oh, 160 I got per account on that, so that wasn't too bad. Why won't that stay there? Always on top, it should do. Why does it drop off? Always on top. Okay, there we go. Okay, we're bouncing off the bottom. There is a higher low there, but I won't want to go long off this My gut feeling is this is probably going to come down. So the higher low. Yeah, I don't think it was the worst trade in the world. If we're ranging, see, we didn't get up to the top there, so that makes me nervous. I don't think it was a bad trade at all. See who took it. Thomas Wade didn't. 1, 2. There was a few that did. Let's have a look. Did down. Yeah. Oh, I think Dan took it. Yeah, quite a few took it. It says 250, and they try to take 300 something from the card. Why? I don't know, mate. It should show you the amounts. That's unusual, that. If it says 250, there's no reason why it shouldn't take 250 out. I got no idea, bud. No, it doesn't make a difference. If it says it's a certain amount of money, that's what it'll be. It's usually, I think it's $509, so it'll be half of that. If it says 250, there's no reason why it should take any more. And we didn't quite break the lows there, did we? I've never paid any more money. Unless it's just on your first one. I don't know. See, it says on the front page 1 time in brackets. So maybe that's just for your first one. That's the only other thing I can think of. Yeah, it says 1 time in brackets, so I think it might just be your first one. That kind of would make sense. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, the 300 is the 35% off, so it's 50% off for your one account. So it's normally 509, so it's 509 minus 35% equals 330. Yeah, so it's 50% off your first one. It does say 1 time in brackets, and then 35 for your next ones. That's a strong move up, isn't it, off the bottom? tough one that is. There is a possibility we could have already had a break there. Yeah, Dan's got a break of that. Like I say, he usually keeps them tight. possible failure here. Trouble is, if this is at a break and a new high, lots of times it'll trigger something down here and then drop.
Order submitted.
Just going to put that there. Follow this down a bit. Come on, give me something. Give me something.
Order filled.
Did that give me anything? Okay, got $100 of it. I could have waited. I just wanted my money back. At least I'm green now, innit? Well, let me have a look. Yeah, I'm basically zero. There is a failure. It's probably going to come back. It would have worked. But I just wanted to get back. So the good thing about that is we had got 2 legs back. There's bound to be people trying to push that up. I used to get caught in them all the time. Used to have a channel like this. So depending on what you're doing here, there's going to be traders trying to push this up for a new high. That used to happen to me a lot. And then I noticed Dan, what he would do, he'd already have a break and a new high, so he'd stay out of any trade going long. And then when we had the failure, I liked it back to the EMA. I just got a quick $100 out of it. So that's fine with me. I don't want to mess around. I just wanted to get back green. Could have waited a little bit, got a few extra ticks, but so that was, what did I get? $100, just a couple of points. A point or 2 points? $3.75, so just a quick point. That's fine. It's frustrating when you see that. It's just one of those things. I just haven't got the confidence to stay in a trade. I don't know why. It just happens, doesn't it? It's one of those things. What's it gone down? Yeah, it's frustrating to see that, but what can you do? I think there's a fair chance we come down here now. Yeah, Dan took that as well. Yes, it is more of a lower high, really. You can recount it, but yeah, I think it's probably better to call that a lower high. Just in case it confuses anyone. Yeah. It's frustrating. This is annoying, isn't it, when you see that big move down? Trouble is, it's hard to know whether we're going to bounce here, we're going to push higher. I certainly think it would come back to the EMA, and that's all I was kind of interested in getting in, really. So if I got in there, I got a point, so it would have to push here, so a little bit above the EMA. I could have waited for a few extra ticks, but reacted too slowly. Yeah, the trouble is, it's quite fast-moving stuff, this, and bars kind of materialise pretty quick. And it's not always that easy just to jump in. Sometimes if you hesitate, and rightly so, if you've got risk on the table, you know, it's easy to sort of, you know, be unsure. I suppose it's, you know, I dare say over time, over years of trading, that'll happen less and less. But I suppose a lot of it, the trouble is, what I've kind of done, I've had my best year yet by far. I've earned more in 5 months than I earned in 12 months last year. I think I did 24,000 last year. I've done 33 this year. And the trouble is, if I allowed my accounts to grow to $10,000, if I was risking a couple of $100 there, but I thought there's a good chance this could come down, it's not a major issue holding on. But the trouble is, every time I get to payout level, I withdraw, I get the payout level. So I'm never really leaving enough money in there to give me that comfort zone where, you know, when we have something like this channel up new high and we are reacting to the top, there is a chance this could come down. It's not a huge risk. It's not a huge risk at all. So, you know, there is some times where it's worth holding on, but because I don't, so there's 2 3/4 points there. It's not a huge risk. If I had big chunky accounts, you wouldn't mind holding on because, you know what I mean? But when I'm trying to rebuild, you kind of want to just grab some of it. It's kind of natural instinct to see profit and want to grab it. Especially when you kind of just build it again. But it's just one of those things. Someone said to me the other day, once you start forgetting about the money, it gets easier. But it's not that simple. It's not that simple. You know, maybe later on down the line, things get a bit easier, but yeah, it's just one of those things. Unfortunately, it does come with nerves and, you know, it is a bit scary. Do you know what? In fact, I think I'm going to get rid of this range bar. It's not really helped me much lately. I might just kill that and just use this, I think. Just use the one chart and just try and trade it a bit better. I do like the CL chart. I could use that, I suppose. In fact, I'll tell you what I'll do. Let's bring that back. Let's just put the CL chart on here. Maybe just have a look at that for a time. I know Marco trades the CL chart. I know a few people do. So let's just get rid of that. I've got news on here. You never have enough news. So let's just remove that. Sometimes this can look really clean. Yeah, I agree. They do. They do. They do, yeah. It's just sometimes you kind of got to be super quick, haven't you? I mean, really, if you'd have bought the high low off the bottom and had the confidence to just try and ride it and follow each swing, you'd have done well, and vice versa there. So we clearly are ranging, so it's definitely range rules at the moment. So my only issue with this one is my gut feeling was we couldn't get up here. We were likely to break the overnight lows, possibly down here, which is why I never got into anything down here at the moment. But we have got a channel with a break, 2 pushes to a new low. Bullish bar, and it is a higher low. So that's kind of not what I was looking at the time. So we've come off the top. We haven't quite got to that up here. So I still think it's likely going to come down, but we either want a triple test here or a good, nice second entry. So that's another thing I wanted to check. Daniel has got that, which I think that's right, in which case we have already had a new low. It doesn't mean it can't still come down, but we have found a bit of support there. We bounced under it, we bounced off it. Sometimes that makes a difference, so I'm just going to be a bit cautious here because we've had this tight channel with a break and a new low already. So if we got a second entry, I'd probably avoid that one and wait for the lower high if I thought we were going to break below this level. How's everybody else done today? Let's have a wee look.
Ian, please go lower.
Okay, so Alpine's a bit green, so is Nutty trading today, is he? Yeah, he is. Oh, he's finished. So how did he get on? He's up a bit and down a bit. Okay, so he's finished now anyway. This is my dream watch. The Rolex GMT Master Pepsi. If there's any rich people out there who fancy buying someone a gift, I'll take one of them. I'd love one of those. Rolex GMT Master 2 Pepsi. Absolutely stunning watch. Just can't afford one, unfortunately. If there happens to be any rich people watching this now and you really want to do something nice, that's nice. I'll take one. You never know, stranger things have happened. No offers? I was expecting to see a bunch of you going, yeah, I'll send you one. No problem. Mind you, it's hard to get them. It's near damn impossible to get new ones, second-hand ones, yeah. Trouble is you pay more money for the second-hand ones most of the time. So there is a bearish bar there. I'm just not interested in that. It may work. The trouble is, with this channel, we've already had a break and a new low. The second entry, well, it is technically a second entry short, but there's something I don't like about this. We have found a bit of support there, so you just never know, do you? So I ain't doing nothing. Up. I'm down a little bit, mate. I'm down about $20 per account with commissions. $21.80-ish. It's showing 10. So yeah. No, not yet, mate. It's going to be the end of the month for me. My best account has got $1,000 in it. Well, I've got two accounts with $1,000. Not really. I blew those accounts a while ago, didn't I? See, so I've kind of got to rebuild, if you like. But it's okay. It's my fault. I kind of knew it was going to happen. I felt like it was overdue, but you know, you just got to kind of recover and move on, haven't you? So, good reason not to take that, because we've had a break in a new low. So you got to skip that, really. It triggered it and then stopped it out. So it's going to be the end of the month, I think, July. I've not had a bad run. I've had January, February, March, April, and May. It's just June. I never had a payment, but that's okay. You just got to learn, haven't you? I've got 10, bud. 10 Apex PAs and 10 Tradeify. There is actually a failure there as well. Just didn't want to take it. It's a bit unclear. I certainly wouldn't take the short, but it may be stacking up a bit, and there is a doji there, so you just never quite know what's going to happen there. Direct pass. 10 direct pass. No, 10 I'll show you. 10 Tradeify accounts, which are all straight to funded. Sorry, 5 Tradeify accounts, which are all straight to funded, and 5 Apex accounts. Apex PA accounts. So 10 PA accounts, if you like. I use Replicanto, bud. Replicanto. That there. It's one bit of software I've just never had any problems with, to be fair. It just plays the game really well. Most call the wife. Thomas Wade took that short there. I'm surprised he took that. Trouble is, Thomas Wade tends to... That's what I initially did and then changed it because it's going down so tight. Thomas Wade had that, in which case he took that as a second entry short. But that to me looks more valid. In other words, we have a break, so I wouldn't have taken that. There's a few people got caught out there. Yeah, a couple I can see. I think the thing is with Thomas, he tends to, and I'm guilty of that myself, I try and keep him tight now. He tends to go for these bigger channels. Sometimes it'll be like that, but Dan does the opposite. And that's what I kind of like. Same with that one there. Thomas Wade, I'm guessing, would have had something like that. Now, if we'd have had a decent signal buy, he may have gone long, but I've been caught out with that before. So I message Dan and say, have you had a break? And that's how he has his. So he tends to keep these tight, and I think it keeps you safer. And another reason why I took that, because there's quite likely, it's not a fantastic bar, but there's quite likely there's going to be some buyers there thinking this is one channel and we've had two legs back looking for a new high. So I tend to keep these a bit tighter now, and they do tend to save your arse a little bit. But it happens, you know, these losses are sent for a reason. They help you. You learn from them. Not a fan of that. Channel break, new extreme. There is a matching lower high there. It's amazing how tough this business really is, isn't it? It's really, the only way to describe it is there is so much grey area. It's not black and white. It's not see it, take it, and you're there. There's so much. It's about context as well, isn't it? Well, it's so much about context, but it is tough business, isn't it? You think it would kind of, you think you'd get a bit easier now. Does it ever get any easier? I actually think it gets harder. Maybe because you're learning more and more, and you know you've got that much more information going around your head. I don't know really. I don't know how to describe it. How easy does it get? Does it get easier? I suppose with time and confidence and self-belief, I think you can play it like a game you've been playing for years. But excuse me, just a second. Sorry about that. That was the boss. I had to speak to her. So channel break, new high. Is this coming down or going up? Not a clue. I will say there is orders up here. Up to here. So that's eating some of those short orders there. Everything looks like a trap. Yeah, you're not wrong. This market can be a right dirty bastard, can't it? Excuse my French. So channel break, 2 pushes to a new high, bearish bar. Is this going to come down here? There was a lot of shorts up here, so it certainly could do. Or it could trap you and push up a bit higher. See if we can get a lower high. We didn't get down the bottom, see, so I don't know is the answer. So that bearish bar has triggered. Is this going to push up? It's hard to say. If we push below that EMA, I don't think there's a larger channel there. Not sure. I don't think there is. Need to get below that EMA really. Okay, excuse me just for a second. See if we can get a failure, a long failure. I'm not sure about this. There is a second entry long there, but my gut feeling is we've already had a break of that. So let's see if we get a failure. What I will say is bouncing on the underside of that midline, and that is kind of the overnight lows, depending on where you got your overnight lows. So let's see if we get a long failure. I don't think there's a bigger channel. There certainly could be. Something about this I don't like, so I'm just going to leave it as it is. Hasn't triggered that bar. Okay, so that bullish bar has triggered. Let's see what happens now. Oh. So we're looking like we're ranging on the CL at the moment. We've had a small breakout at the bottom here and a matching one at the top. Could be just 2 legs up and we may come down. Who knows? See if we get lower high or a failure up here. So that may be an overshoot. Trouble is, we've pushed above any liquidity there. So if that is an overshoot, that's where I'd expect it to turn. Woof, straight up. Interesting to see how it reacts up here now. See if we can get a failure or a lower high. It's not a big risk. Yeah, it definitely has, isn't it? So we've broken above here as well, which is interesting. I'll wait for a lower high though, really. Nice, but a bloody huge bar. Is that going to come to the EMA? Quite likely, but I'm not getting in it for 17 ticks. Tick above, tick below. Nah, not for me. No chance to catch it, yeah. I mean, it's a significant push down. That didn't get taken out, so it is a lower high. I dare say it's going to get to the EMA, but is it going to do anything else? Are we going to get a pullback? Is it going to push down? It's tough to say, isn't it, really? It's not super clear. Maybe a lower high, but that's just too steep to me. It is a second entry long there. I wouldn't want to be going long. I'm hoping we may get a failure off it because we've bounced off this area. We've had 2 legs up, so there is some support along there where we've had a little bit of a bounce. I don't know. What do you do? Now that triggered that and didn't push up. If it doesn't break above there, I think it may come down a little bit more, but you just can't trust that, unfortunately. Mm. Possible failure. See if we can get a long failure here. Okay, I'm done for today, I think. It's not the easiest of days today. So, best of luck if you're carrying on. Failing that, have a great evening, stay safe, and we'll catch up tomorrow. Bye for now.